Well, ladies and gentlemen, more information has started to come out about Marathon, and it's not looking good. To be quite frank with you, it's looking a little bit sus. Marathon is that new video game that's being released from Bungie, the creators of Halo, as they like to remind you every chance they get. And this particular video game apparently is trying to be a social extraction shooter, according to the developers. And yet, at the same notion, they are admitting that the game is not going to have proximity chat. And the reason why is because, quite frankly, those damn chuds are just too toxic. They are not going to include a proximity chat feature because they don't know a way around supposed toxicity within the video game community. But the ironic thing is that all this is going to do is create the exact toxic environment that they are supposedly trying to fight against. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that these people cannot make video games that have voice chat features anymore and I guess not teach people how to use the mute button. I don't quite understand why you are going to remove a feature that is inherently going to be necessary to create this game into the social extraction shooter that you say you want it to be. And yet, instead of just, I guess teaching people how to use the mute button, you're removing it entirely because of toxicity? I mean, are you freaking kidding me? It sounds like the biggest excuse in order to basically cheap out on including a feature that should be mandatory in any kind of shooter game like this. So let's get into this article, guys, from PC Gamer. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, apparently, this has to do with an interview with one of the developers over at Marathon. And they're basically admitting that this is all because of toxicity. They don't want to include proximity chat because of toxicity. I really don't understand what this is about, so let's get into it. We all have that moment when our eyes are open to the hijinks made possible by proximity chat. For me, it was the night some guy in DayZ drove a truck through the town that I was looting while screaming at the top of his lungs, the volume gradually rising and falling as he disappeared over the horizon. Ever since that formative belly laugh, it's been a treat to watch a once niche feature of Muslims make the jump to the battle royales and more recently, extraction shooters. Proximity chat is a modern tool for our modern times, but it has a downside. As long as someone's standing close enough, you're at the mercy of whatever they have to say, whether it's friendly or downright awful, until you mute them. That recipe for toxicity was potent enough for Bungie to decide that proximity chat wouldn't make the cut in its upcoming extraction shooter Marathon. Okay, so you are going to remove proximity chat for the 2 to 3, maybe even 5% of gamers that are going to be just absolutely ridiculous with the proximity chat. You seriously are doing that right now? This is the excuse you want people to believe. You want to remove the feature from everybody, even the innocent people, and not give them the opportunity to utilize a very important feature in a game like this. You want to remove it completely and tell everybody that it's because of toxicity. That is an unbelievably toxic move on your end to basically make everybody guilty in your eyes and remove the feature. Let's be very clear. I don't think they wanted to put the feature in the game. I think they wanted to just flat out not even bother developing it, which is very odd to me, but that's just their choice. And they're trying to pass it off as, well, we're trying to protect you. We're trying to make sure we have a means to protect you from those chuds. Yeah, it's like they think everybody's so damn sensitive, which, to be honest with you, they're probably right. A lot of people are sensitive. But if you're going to play an online shooter and you're not expecting any kind of competitive speak whatsoever and downright, shit talking, then there's probably something wrong with you. You probably shouldn't be partaking in a game like this. Maybe you should stick to single player games where you don't have to hear online players. When it comes to proximity chat, I don't think we're against the experience of it. To be fair, game director Joey Ziegler told PC Gamer in an interview at Bungie Seattle studio, I think the challenge is how to make sure we're creating a safe environment for players inside of that space. Bro, it is a online video game. You are not sending people to war, right? Like, they're not going to have to see bodies being thrown around. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about creating a safe environment? I don't understand the people out there that feel unsafe because of what some random person said in a video game who has no information on you, no first name, no last name, no address, no nothing, will not show up to your house, and yet you're trying to say, oh, we just want to make sure people are safe. What are you talking about, man? If you are creating a video game that is inherently going to make people somehow unsafe, then maybe you should not be doing it. But you all know that there is no such thing as unsafe in a video game. All it is just people saying mean words potentially online. Wow. That is the extent of what they have to deal with. How traumatizing. Again, perhaps you should not be playing with online players if this is what you're worried about. This is something that's been happening since the invention of voice chat, and it's never going to go away. The only way you make it go away completely is if you remove voice chat from everybody, which is exactly what they're doing here. It says that I don't think anyone really has a good solution to that just yet. It's called the mute button. You said what the solution was before. You mentioned the fact of the mute button. So clearly, you must know what the solution is. The mute button. If you have a problem with somebody who is doing something in proximity chat, then you have the option to mute them. Quite frankly, that is it. I don't understand why it needs any other intervention. It's ridiculous. You are saying that it is necessary for people to hear other people's conversations in a team-based game. Okay, that's what I hear a lot of people say. Fine, but if you have that kind of a teammate that is being a dick, then you clearly don't need to hear them because they're too busy spending time being a dick. So that's why you mute them. Again, this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's an excuse to not include a feature. That's really all it is. Because we're so dedicated to making sure that we're creating a safe space where we don't have players just flaming each other or doing terrible things to one another. I think we're not ready to invest in proximity chat until we have a solution. Again, what solution are you looking for? I really am trying to understand what that solution is that you think is going to magically pop up. It's the same solution that's been around forever. Mute the freaking player and move on with your lives. I don't understand why you're so focused on the nonsense that people are talking about when playing a competitive team shooter. Perhaps you should focus on other things. An explanation that would undoubtedly bring mixed reactions. I do have friends and coworkers who wince at the thought of having to put up with the ramblings of nearby strangers. Then you have very weak friends and weak coworkers. I really don't know how else to say it other than that. Social enrichment be damned, and will think this is purely good news. I'm of the mind that skipping proximity chat will shrink Marathon's possibility space. Extraction shooters can't truly reach their peak without impromptu negotiations, team-ups, deceptions, and roleplay. I agree. There is no such thing as a team shooter that is going to be successful without some form of voice chat. It is just not going to happen in today's modern world. People are going to boot up this online shooter, and they're going to expect some level of voice chat. And if you do not have that, and your competition provides it, then you are immediately at a disadvantage. It's already bad enough that you're charging premium price for this game while everybody else is damn near free to play. And yet here you are saying, yeah, we're going to be charging you full price or almost full price, and we're also not going to give you voice chat. So yeah, just line up. Who wants to line up to buy this game? Come on, line up. Let's go. Like, nobody's going to be doing that. I think that's where we stand right now. Like, if it was just magical and we could somehow come up with that solution, I think we totally would do it. But right now, it is a challenge that many companies are trying to figure out, Ziegler said. Bungie's not closing the door on proximity chat forever, but it also doesn't seem that all the motivation to invent the version of it that eradicates toxicity, so the smart money is on it never happening. One obvious counter to Bungie's reasoning is that proximity chat can be toggled off in other extraction shooters like Escape from Tarkov or Hunt Showdown. Okay, so why don't you just do that? Again, why don't you just give the option to the gamer to turn it on, turn it off, or give them the option to mute somebody that they don't necessarily like what they're saying? Again, that has always worked in history. I don't understand why now you want to take the extra step past those accessibility options available to players and go full on idiot with it, and all of a sudden say, well, you know what, we're just not going to include it at all because you people don't know how to behave yourself. You 5% of people out there that act like idiots online, yeah, you don't know how to behave yourself, so we're going to punish the 95%. That's what we're going to do, because that's clearly the smart way to do business for this kind of a game. So it looks like Bungie is going full idiot on this one. I really don't know what they're going to do from here on out. I'm sure this game is only at the precipice of its backlash. It's only going to get worse from here. People are making fun of the art. People are making fun of the gameplay. They're making fun of a lot of things with this game. And you know what? Rightfully so. It looks terrible. And I am wholly uninterested in this game. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.